Good morning, everyone. Thanks for joining us here at the WITN First Alert Desk at 8 a.m. Hope you're all having a wonderful Wednesday morning. When Jim gets over here, he'll tell you a little bit more about the forecast, but in the meantime, I can tell you that today's going to look pretty similar to what we saw yesterday. I know when I woke up, I was looking out the window, seeing a lot of clouds in the sky. No rain though, and it sounds like it's going to be the same thing for today. So no sunshine again today for the most part, but we will be seeing that sunshine come around, especially for the weekend. So hopefully you all can get outside and enjoy the sunshine when it comes back. Before we get into all of Jim's weather details, we do have a story out of Farmville today. Their fire department is looking to borrow some money to help build up a new fire station, a new fire department building that can house some of their vehicles. The fire department's building that they have right now that's currently standing doesn't really have the capacity, the ability to house some of the vehicles that they have there. So they did get some funding, but they're also looking to get a little bit more money from some loans and to borrow just some money to help them continue to build up their fire department. So we're going to take a look at what the fire department has to say about that.
Firefighters in Farmville say the fire station you see here just doesn't cut it anymore, but steps are being made by the town for them to get a new building. Their current one is 97 years old and can't fit an aerial truck inside. The department's secretary-treasurer, John Wells, says they need one for the town to grow because with two-story houses and apartment complexes, you need that equipment.
We have to call in mutual aid to come in with an aerial. We've got Red Oak and Snow Hill and Saratoga each have aerials, and that's got our three sides pretty much covered, but it's still nice to have your own equipment.
Town manager Justin Oakes says he met with the local government commission Tuesday for approval to borrow $2 million from a bank. That would be on top of the $3.7 million awarded to the town in federal money already. Oakes says those funds are needed for the new fire station. Multiple town officials told me Farmville would not need to raise taxes in order to repay the money back to the bank, and it will be repaid through their general fund.
We are doing all that we can to make the best decisions for the fire station, and we will not do anything that jeopardizes our financial future or compromises the financial integrity of our town.
And Wells says another reason a new fire station is needed is to have space for someone to be there 24/7. He says that this is needed now because during the day, the younger firefighters sometimes can't leave their normal jobs.
As you can tell my age, I'm over 70, and I'm one of the more active firemen we've got. In the daytime, we don't really have anybody in the mid-60s, under the mid-60s as a regular basis.
Yeah, so it looks like they're looking to borrow a couple $1 million to get this new fire station in the works. I know that they still have a lot of planning to do, but it looks promising, especially because they have all this equipment and they want to be able to house it. They want to house it safely, make sure that they can get it all in there. So hopefully with the funding that they have, with the borrowing that they're going to be doing, hopefully once it all comes together, we could see a really nice fire station out in Farmville.
Yeah, I guess one of the things I got from that package, I think the roof's not tall enough for they can't get a ladder truck in there or whatever that is, so, which is significant. I mean, there are not a lot of tall buildings. I used to live in Farmville once upon a time, beautiful little town. But there is a need for it. You've got some 3-4 story buildings where, you know, if that need arises, yeah, you want to have that available. So hopefully they can get all this done and get that new station going. Yeah. And good luck to them over there in Farmville.
Absolutely. All right, well, let's talk weather.
Yeah, let's switch gears, dig into, I got some live cam shots, getting a little mist, a little drizzle out there. Generally, I would say, is that my weather computer? Yeah, why is it doing that? Let me, Gigi, I'm going to run over there real quick. That should not be on there. Maybe maybe Dustin switched it over.
All right, we'll hold off for a second. But kind of like we mentioned, the weather outside kind of looking like
Dustin, what have I got
overcast as I'm looking out the window right now, and it looks like that's going to be kind of what goes on for the next few hours here as Jim gets us all up to date with the weather. We do have, tomorrow is 9/11, a memorial, a lot of memorials going on around Eastern Carolina, be sure to check in with us tomorrow morning. We can get some of those services on our website. We'll have a list of those if you're looking to get up there and attend one of the services. And hopefully the weather, it looks like it's going to be pretty good for the time being. Things are looking like maybe a possible drizzle, but obviously Jim can get us all up to date on that pretty soon. So it looks like he's got his weather computer ready to go for us whenever he comes back around here. But things are looking good. Okay, I think we're ready to go, so we can pop these up here.
We'll see.
I see these graphics. So.
Okay. All right. Yeah, a little quirk in the weather computer. All right. So I've got my camera shots up there, and I mentioned a little mist, little drizzle here and there. You can see that New Bern shot showing that. Let's start you off in Greenville right now. 64 out the door. Looks like maybe a little fine mist outside the studio. Not enough to really hinder the commute much for you as you head out. You might go intermittent on the wipers here and there. North wind at about 7. New Bern air temp, you can see that moisture very clearly on that camera. Mid 60s from New Bern to Washington. Still a pretty good north breeze blowing. About 10 or so out of the northwest there. Those clouds, they're there for the day. Not going to move out until tomorrow. We'll start breaking them up. Down on the coast, good morning, Billy, over on Facebook. The sky looks the same in Emerald Isle. Billy says, yep, I'll take this. He's loving the clouds. And that offshore wind is nice down on the coast. 69 there, near 70. That wind at about 10, hitting 20. Yesterday you were gusting closer to 30. I think we'll cut a little off that wind today. Still breezy. All right, air temp and surf temp along the coast. Upper 70s, maybe near 80, the surf along the Crystal Coast. Rip current risk a high to low north to south, and we're headed to a high tide around 10 a.m. That low risk from Cape Lookout southward, and then as you head a little further north, there's a moderate risk generally from Cape Lookout northward through Ocracoke, Hatteras Village, and then as you make that turn and start shifting further up the coast, we go to a high risk on the Outer Banks, really from Avon northward all the way through Duck and Corolla, and all points in between. So keep that in mind. That's your high risk area. That's where you really don't want to get into that surf. The clouds, yeah, but not a lot of rain. So you can probably get out and get some beach time in. Just don't go very far into that water. High risk there. All right, let's talk football real quick. Pirates hitting the road Saturday, headed to Coastal Carolina, location Conway. That's near Myrtle Beach. Tailgating low 80s. Kickoff at 7:30. I think we'll be in the mid-70s and stay generally in the low to mid-70s through the game. Some clouds around, but it looks dry. I don't see rain for the game Saturday. You should be in good shape there. That wind again about 5 to 10 out of the northeast. All right, there's your 8-day forecast. The 70s today and generally low 80s tomorrow, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. And there'll be a little shifting in some of those numbers, but generally running below normal on temps for the next 8 days. Normal highs around 85, so maybe near seasonable Monday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday-ish. Overnight lows will come down a bit this weekend as the air dries. It's a pretty good forecast, folks. That rain chance 20% or less this weekend. Best chance of rain the next 8 days right now, and that's not going to amount to much. Nuisance raindrops, some damp or wet roadways here and there as you head out. And we'll have that kind of misty condition hanging on probably through midday-ish. Afternoon, a straight coastal shower, but I think inland areas should be generally dry.
Yeah, you really can't complain about the forecast that you're telling us about today, going into the next week or so. Also nice to see those, low 80s. It feels nice out there.
Yeah, and it'll be nice to get a little sunshine back tomorrow.
For sure.
I don't think it'll happen today. And that mist, that light rain, that's not a lot of fun out there, so maybe grab an umbrella, those of you getting that.
Sure.
But I don't think it's going to be shutting down any job sites. Unless you've got something that's really moisture sensitive, you should be able to work through this over the next few hours.
Okay, awesome. Thank you, Jim, and thank you everyone for joining us this morning. Hope you all have a wonderful rest of your Wednesday.
This hour of the WITN First Alert Desk is sponsored by Toyota of Goldsboro.